Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to be ranking every single Green Day song. I say every single, like 99%. Now, there are some like fairly obscure songs on here, so it does have most things, although it does not have Father of All. But you know what? I would never leave you guys hanging. So we are going to be ranking Father of All. It's just not going to be on the physical, little thing here, because this was made a little while ago, but it does have most things. And then we will also be putting Green Day's new single that just dropped, Here Comes the Shock, on the tier list too. So first off, we are actually just going to look up the Father of All track list so we can quickly jump through that one, just so we don't have to actually deal with that, and then we can get to everything else. So I don't know why that took me so long to type. I'm actually holding a microphone with one hand. So we're gonna look through this, and we can get through these ones really quickly. There's not a whole lot here. Let me double check all the things that we have. All right. So let's see. We're going to be basing everything on two very simple categories so we can get through quickly. Lyricism, instrumentals. It's a very simple concept, so we're going to jump through those. So Father of All, we don't need to talk about everything, especially Father of All. So Father of All, that's going to get us a D grade. I would say maybe an E. We're going with D to a low D, okay? Oh yeah, that's going to be like an E. I really don't like Oh yeah. I was a teenager. Now the instrumentals are actually kind of okay on that, but there are some cringy, terrible lyrics that they're not in high school anymore. I love them to death. They're my favorite band. They're not in high school anymore. These are cringy lyrics. This is going in another low D because the lyrics are horrible. But the instrumental kind of brings it up just a little. Sugar Youth is actually kind of all right. It gets a high D from me. All right. Take the Money and Crawl. We most of the things here are going like down here in this territory. I think Take the Money and Crawl is probably going to be a high E. I think that fits there. Next we have Fire Ready Aim. That is going to be just an E. We'll give to that. I want to get through these ones really quickly just because they're not on the actual tier list. Meet Me on the Roof. That one's actually kind of alright. It gets a high D from me. Stab You in the Heart. Best song in the album. Very low C is what I'm going to say. Junkies on High. You know what? I feel like move everything I've said down one step, just because I feel like I'm ranking these compared to other songs and not just themselves. I need to rank these compared to other Green Day songs. So everything I've said, move it one down. So for reference, Stabby in the Heart is now a high D. That's the best it's getting. Junkies on a High goes back down to an E. Graffitia gets a low E, and then there were some of those that went on F. And then at the very end, we'll do Here Comes the Shock. So now let's get to the actual tier list. We're just going to go down this list. Let's make sure we're still recording because I wouldn't want to lose this. Anyway, let's start out. What's that? Before the Lobotomy? Yeah, okay. Before the Lobotomy. That's a pretty fun one. It's 21st Century Breakdown. It's kind of the high, very, very high mid-tier. But Before the Lobotomy itself, it has a really cool structure. And we might move these around depending on how I feel about coming up songs. I think Before the Lobotomy gets a B, all right? Now, Carpe Diem is... Now, you think about it, this is a trilogy song, so these don't usually rank very high, but Carpe Diem is one of the gems that kind of shines out. Not amazingly well, but I think we're going to give this like a D. It's a really good song for Uno. Nuclear Family is kind of a similar thing. It's a good song for Uno. This is going to be a high D, so don't put that one way too down there. I think this is 21 Guns. These are going to be kind of hard to tell. That's something else I should note. These are all pictures, so they can't really list off all the words. So I'm going to guess what these are to the best of my abilities because some of these are kind of hard to see. But 21 Guns, honestly, even though it's overplayed, it's a classic. There's a reason it is overplayed. I don't know if it's one of their absolute top tier songs, S plus tier, but we might move this up to S tier later, but I am feeling like a good A plus on 21 Guns, because that's just good. 21st Century Breakdown, I'm pretty sure is what this is. We're just going to simply give that a Um, I think I'm feeling a good B tier, high B tier. Before the lobotomy, that's like a mid B tier. That's an easy B tier. Right here we have 1039, which I remember is a song. I don't let. Oh wait, this is 1,000 Hours. I don't know what I was thinking about. 1039, 1,000 Hours. That's one of the better songs on 1039. If you know me well, you might know that I'm not actually the biggest fan of 1039, which is really weird. I hear like a lot of the opposite from a lot of Green Day fans, that 1039 is like one of their best albums. But honestly, I could go into another video, but honestly, I just don't like it as much. But it does have some bangers, and 1,000 Hours. Probably a good B tier. We're getting a lot of B tiers here. We're gonna need some mid tiers coming up, but that's what I'm feeling about these songs right now. Time of Your Life. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I love Nimrod to death, and this is another 21 Gun situation, but like times 10. Time of Your Life is an amazing song. It's overplayed to death though, so I think I'm going to give it another A+. I do love it. I love Nimrod, but honestly, it's not one of the best Nimrod songs on there, but it was one of those. Now, Kill the DJ, I'm going to look at these from as much of a critical standpoint as I can, because if it was just my opinion, Kill the DJ is honestly a guilty pleasure for me, but as a song, I think this is going to get like an F. It has to get an F. I'm sorry. It is a guilty pleasure, but I can't. Let Yourself Go. This is like a higher F. We have another Kill the DJ situation. A lot of Uno is a guilty pleasure for me, but critically, it's going to get a high F. All right, next we have, what is this? East Jesus Nowhere. Ooh, East Jesus Nowhere. Now that is a banger of a song. All right, that is going to get an easy, probably A from me. East Jesus. Oh man, that little breakdown with the da 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 da, and then like the whisper parts. Oh, those are good. Now these are all words, so I'm gonna have to look a bit closely. I Want to Be Alone. That's a pretty good one. What was that? I think it's 1039. It could be Kerplunk, but I'm pretty sure it's 1039. This is another fairly good one from 1039. I'm gonna have to give that a C tier. Dry Ice. Now this is actually my favorite song on 1039, but being on 1039 only gets you about a B tier. So sorry to Dry Ice. I love this song, but you know what? I only love it so much. Now, I can't really tell what we actually have here, so we might come back to that. And next we have the cover, I'm pretty sure, of Working Man by John Lennon, or whatever it's called, which is, you know, it's more so a John Lennon song. They do have good instrumentals in it, but it's hard to put this somewhere because it's not really a Green Day song. But you know what? As a cover, I think we'll give it a C. Next we have The Judge's Daughter. Genuinely one of my least favorite songs on 1039. Not one of my least favorite songs, but I think that gets an E. I really don't enjoy that one all that much. Private Ale. Private Ale is, you know, it's kind of fun. From what I remember, some of these are kind of hard to remember just because I listen to others more than others, but I have heard every single one of these. But Private Ale, that probably gets like a D tier, maybe a mid D tier. Still Breathing. It kind of got. This is one of the things that got me into Green Day, but I honestly, Still Breathing is like it's another B tier. It's good. It's fine on Revolution Radio. What do we have here? We might come back to this one. I think this is Walking Contradiction. I don't see another thing that could be Walking Contradiction on here. Let's make sure we're still recording. Yeah. I don't see another thing that could be Walking Contradiction on here. So we'll leave that, and we'll come right back to that. Somewhere Now. That's a pretty good multi-parter. I think it's still on the same level. It does have some downer parts, not as in like as like a sad song. Obviously, sad songs are good, but I mean downer as in like a just not as good of a part of the song. But you know the intro, like my name is Billy and I'm freaking out. You know all that. It's good stuff to listen to. Yeah, some of these are really hard to see. I really can't read that. We're gonna have to come back to a few of these. The ones that I can't really tell. What's this? 99 Revolutions. Now this is a bit of a better song, or is that? Yeah, that's 99 Revolutions. Now Trey has some of the best lyricism probably out of the entire trilogy. It's probably the best out of the trilogy. It doesn't get a lot of the songs way too high. So I'm probably gonna have to give this an E tier for their songs. Now, Jackass. Now this comes from Warning. Now, Warning, that's a good album. I don't think it's underrated just because I've never heard anybody say it's a bad album, although it does not get as much recognition as it deserves. But I do love Jackass. I think this goes here. It has, oh my god, it has one of my favorite like pieces of like metaphor or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call that, with the everybody loves a joke but no one likes a fool, you know, that kind of thing. Now these next two, again, I can't tell, what are these supposed to be? I feel like they should have put like just a bit of text over everything so we could, you know, tell what they are. Now some of them are pretty obvious, like right here we have Basket Case, you know, but I'm really trying my best. It is hard to remember a lot of these things. I do consider myself a massive Green Day fan, but when you try to remember 200 plus songs based off pictures that some of them have almost nothing to do with, it's kind of hard sometimes. Like, how am I supposed to tell what that is? So we'll just move on to what we know. Misery. Ooh, that's another good song. It's kind of on the same level as Jackass. I do love it. I think that's going to be a low A. We're going to give that a low A. Now, Basket Case. Honestly, this is, everybody knows Basket Case. It's a classic. If you don't know Green Day, you know Basket Case. Now, having said that, it's on Dookie. It's a good song. It's a banger. Again, overplayed, but that shouldn't bring it down. But I feel like it's not as good as the recognition it deserves. I feel like it got its recognition because, you know, MTV back in the day, it got a music video. So I'm going to give it a B. I feel like B right now is like weirdly our mid tier, even though C should be. But it's just like a lot of Green Day songs are like higher than others. Maybe that's my bias, but you know. Now, Ordinary World, this is it's generic. It's really generic. It's nice to listen to. I love listening to it, but I think that gets a high D. A high D. Ordinary World, generic, pretty good. Now, X-Kid. Now, you ask anybody what the worst of Green Day is, they're going to tell you, well, either Father of All or the trilogy. But you get a shining gem once in a while when you're listening to the trilogy, and by God, is X-Kid one of those shining stars. X-Kid is not only a good song when it comes to the trilogy, but this is a great song when it comes to Green Day. You might be looking at me like I'm absolutely insane, but I'm giving this a low A+. You know, putting it above Basket Case, putting a song in the trilogy above a song in Dookie. I know, I sound insane, but that's what we're going with. Now, again, you know what? We might just have to zoom in here. Let's see if we can read these a bit better. We might have to zoom in for a bit. What do we have here? Let me pause the video, try to figure this one out real quick. Welcome back. So this one, I was able to read it. This is Who Wrote Holden Caldenfield, which is this is Billy Joe's favorite song on Kerplunk, and you know I can see why. It's pretty good. I think it gets like a let's give it a high C, like very high. It could move over into B if we really needed it to, but we're going to give it a high C. And with that, I'm actually. No. I think everything looks good right now. Next, we have Warning. Now, again, another song from Warning. Warning is really good. This is the one that got a bit of recognition when it came out, unlike a lot of the other good ones. It is not as good as Misery or Jackass at all, but it gets another good B from me. It gets, I think, probably. It's a mid B. It's a strong B. Now, again, there's a few of these that are just like music notes, and I can't really tell what they are, and then I'm not going to be able to remember what we're missing, so I apologize heavily if I can't recognize some of these. I tell you, I've listened to every Green Day song, but you know, there's a lot to remember. Next we have Forever Now, which is kind of a part 2 to Somewhere Now, which I don't think it's as good as Somewhere Now at all. I feel like Somewhere Now is a lot more fun. It feels a lot better to listen to, so I think we're going to give that like a mid-C tier. Next we have, I think this is Fool on the Hill. Oh, wait, no, Tightwad Hill. I don't know what I was thinking. Fool on the Hill. Tightwad Hill. Tightwad Hill, a good song from Insomniac. I think we give it I think we give Tightwad Hill a high C, and we move Forever Now down into very high D. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I don't know what this black box here is doing. I think this is Wake Me Up When September Ends. This is what I'm guessing it is Wake Me Up When September Ends, because I'm pretty sure that's the girl from it. I can double check right here. Alright, this is actually another one we're going to have to come back to, because I scrolled down here, and we actually have Wake Me Up When September Ends right here. So they need to do a bit better of a job. Like, honestly, I feel like this has to be walking contradiction, but we'll come back to these and try to figure them out. Now, this, I think, is Geek Stink Breath, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure. Let me check that concert real quick. I'm going to be honest. Again, I apologize to you guys. It kind of looks like 94 Woodstock Billy, but I can't really tell. I've been looking for shows where this picture is, trying to figure out what he was playing, but I can't find it. Anyway, let's move on. We'll come back. We have another music sheet one. I apologize. I'll try to remember if there's anything I forget that I can remember, and we'll see if we can. Next, we have Outlaws, which is not a good song, and on Revolution Radio, so it just brings it down, because Revolution Radio was like an above mediocre album, but Outlaws did not help that mediocrity at all. Seems like next we have Babs Uvula Who, which is I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It's good. I think we give it a high C. I think high C. I feel like a lot of Insomniac is high C. Bouncing Off the Walls. It's a pretty generic one, kind of in the sense of Ordinary World. That's what a lot of Revolution Radio is. It's good genericism. It's enjoyable. It's more than fun, and a lot of them are bangers, but it's fairly generic. So I think we're gonna give it another strong D. It's good, but I put it on the same level as Ordinary World, so I wouldn't really move it up. Next, we have Sex, Drugs, and Violence, which, again, it comes from Trey, and it's an unexpected gem out of the trilogy. I feel like it's not right, because the trilogy is always just, like, blown off as just all garbage, no matter what. But there are good songs on them. Most of them are from Trey, because of lyricism. Because the instrumentals in Trey are still pretty boring. X-Kid has some pretty alright ones. But Sex, Drugs, and Violence, honestly, gets, like, a high C, from being in the trilogy. Now, next we have another lyric one, so let me look that up, I guess. I cannot switch tabs. Okay, there we go. All right, I looked at it. It is 86, which is honestly one of my favorite songs in Insomniac. Probably my favorite, if I remember correctly. So I'm trying to leave my bias out of this, but I love 86, so I think that gets like a low A is what I'm going to go for there. Music sheet. This, what is it? Is this Woodstock? Oh my god, I have to check all these. Okay, I can only find out that this is from Lollapalooza 94, which I kind of already knew. I just can't figure out which song. So hopefully if we go through this, we'll have the set list from the rest of 94's Lollapalooza, and then, you know, we can try to figure out which one that is. So Minority, this kind of goes on the same plane of Warning. This is kind of what they got a bit of play. You know, this is what went on Green Day Rock Band. And it's honestly, I think I'm gonna move. No, Warning. Warning is a low B, and Minority is a high B. I don't think they get A status. But very low B for Warning, very high B for Minority. Wrong button. All right, moving on. So next we have this one. It's just Kerplunk. Whoever made this, like, I appreciate you going through the effort for most of this, but how am I supposed to know what that is? There is no song on there that is just Kerplunk, and then right after that we have another music sheet. So that's great. So far we're out like 10 songs. But next we have what is this? What's the word? It's Say Goodbye. Say Goodbye is, I think it's slightly better than like Ordinary World. It's a good bit better than Ordinary World. Slightly better than Bouncing Off the Walls. It's We're gonna give this one a very low C. Keep in mind that is a low C. Next we have 2,000 Light Years Away, which is a banger from Kerplunk, I'm pretty sure. Banger. She's 2,000 Light Years Away. Or that's not the title of the song. I was trying to remember the lyrics. I think it gets a low A, which I'm arguing with myself right here because I don't know if it's better than these three. I feel like these three are kind of getting left out. I think I put them a bit too low, but I also feel like this is where they go. But I don't think 2,000 Light Years Away goes here. Man, that's a tough one. I think we're going to keep this very low A, and then we will come back to that. We might move this down, or we might move these three up. So next we have Little Boy Named Train. This is another gem. It's not as good as X Kid. X Kid, I feel like, is an absolutely fantastic song. But this is another, like, good gem from Trey. But I think it's about on the same level. And I'm doing these. I think we have to move... I think we've got to move Warning up and Basket Case up. I think Minority can stay here. These are two low A's. Minority is a high B, and this is a strong B. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's good. Now, this is Too Dumb to Die. Too Dumb to Die is... I think I think that goes... this is a high C. And then this is a low C. Okay, so I feel like that's good. Now remember, these aren't comparing to other songs, because if they were, I feel like Too Dumb to Die goes a bit higher, or a lot of songs go a lot lower, but we're comparing them just to Green Day's discography. So compared to other songs, this gets a high C, this is a low C, all that. We're just comparing them to other Green Day songs. Now, next we have The Forgotten, which has this picture because it was on the soundtrack for Twilight. I think it was Breaking Dawn or something. I don't know Twilight. But it was also on Trey. I don't know why it's usually promoted through the Twilight version. But this is probably like a high E. It's really boring and generic. Troubled Times is probably a high D. I give it a... Just keep in mind when I say these highs, because I don't want it to seem like I hate Troubled Times. It's a very high D. I just don't know if it reaches, Sex, Drugs, and Violence, Too Dumb to Die, Who Roll Holden Caulfield, Tightwad Hill, all those. This one is, I think this is Bang Bang. I'm pretty sure this is Bang Bang. And Bang Bang is, I feel like we should move Too Dumb to Die up. But Bang Bang gets a high C, and now Too Dumb to Die is a low B. So keep that in mind. That's exactly how these are going to go. So next is Castaway. It's another great one on Warning. I feel like it's a low A, could be a high B. I think I'm going to put it at a high B. Could be moved, but high B seems like a good position. I'm Missing You. This is another really generic Trey song. So it kind of goes in the same level as, I don't think I'm going to put it on the same level, but kind of goes on the same level as, Ordinary World, Bouncing Off the Walls. But, I feel like it's a high E. It's really generic, boring instrumentals. Stuck With Me. Interesting story about this. It was not supposed to be called Stuck With Me. It was supposed to be called Do Da Da, which actually ended up on Shenanigans. But they got mixed up. Nobody changed it. This is called Stuck With Me. And if you listen to Do Da Da, you can realize that it was definitely supposed to be called Stuck With Me. Anyway, Stuck With Me. I'm trying to remember this one. I don't listen to this one too often. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not one of the ones that I have on all the time. But I think it gets a low C. I feel like that seems good with me. What is this? Is this Waiting? What does that say? Let me zoom in. I don't know why I need to zoom in. Apparently I just had to remember that Waiting is a song on Warning. I love Waiting. I don't know why I forgot about it, and I was just staring at it like, what is this? There's no song called Waiting. There's like I'm Waiting or something. Anyway, Waiting. That I think it's exactly on the same level as Castaway. I do enjoy listening to Castaway a bit more, but just because I overplayed Waiting for me when I first heard it. But when it comes to critically, I think it's the exact same level as Castaway. Moving on, we have Youngblood, which it's such a fun song, but critically it's a bit lower, kind of generic, generic love song where it's like, oh, she's a rebel, but she's the young blood. I don't know how I'm supposed to describe that. Yeah, the young blood, it's really fun. I think it's a high D, and I just looked down. This is definitely Basket Case. This is not Basket Case. Um, I, I don't know what that. I was sure that was Basket Case. I don't know what else could. It could be something from Woodstock. We'll go through these one more time when we finish these. But let's just move Basket Case since we've already ranked that. We'll move it back up here. More music sheet ones. There's more lyrics, so let me check that out. All right, we have Drama Queen right here, which again, it's better. I don't know. The subject is like weird, kind of, depending on how you take it. It's about as generic as I'm Missing You. I don't like it all too much. I listen to it, definitely. It's kind of fun to sing along with just because it's got some nice vocals, but, it's same level as I'm Missing You. Moving on, I would think this is Brain Stew, just like how it's shaped, but I assume they would use a different picture for Brain Stew, so let me actually check. Yeah, I was like 99% sure. I just had to make sure. That is the single CD for Brain Stew is what that looks like. So Brain Stew, again, that's not it. It's a similar situation. All the overplayed ones are a similar situation where I really need to look past their kind of legacy, because Good Riddance, 21 Guns, I need to look past their legacy, and just look at Brain Stew. And Brain Stew gets a high A for me. That's what I'm going with. Now, again, you're looking at these, you might be yelling at me. This is just what I'm going with. These are all my opinions. This is what I'm thinking. Now, again, I have to zoom in because whoever made this just like has slight competency. Zoomed in. That is Fashion Victim. It only says Victim. This one's interesting. I really like it. I listen to it quite a lot. And it has some interesting instrumentals, especially in that last part. I'm just saying it there for now so I can move my hands even though you can't see them. It has that last part where they do that little, I think, 3/4 skip where it's like, oh, no, I'm thinking of Church on Sunday. Never mind. Fashion Victim. Okay, that's different. We'll talk about Church on Sunday then later. So Fashion Victim, I think is... Just because it might be because I overplayed a lot. It comes up on my playlist a ton, but I don't think it's as good as Castaway. So we'll just put that right under. It's a high C. Okay, high C. Next here, my God, I have to keep zoom. Maybe I should just keep this zoomed in. Kind of hard to see, but this should be Jaded as far as I can tell. Jaded, not nearly as good as Brain Stew. I do like hearing it come after. It's always fun hearing like the end of Brain Stew go like duh, and then it's like the da 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 da. That sounds generic when I say it, but it's a really cool song. I think it gets like a high C, not nearly as good as Brain Stew, but I'm happy to listen to it every time, unless I'm playing it on Green Day Rock Band, because then I'm just tired after playing Brain Stew. What song is this? Let's see. How long is this tantrum? What is? Hold on. You know what? We're just gonna zoom in on camera. Who even cares? Who cares at this point? How long is it? Oh, it's Brutal Love. Okay. Okay, it's Brutal Love. Brutal Love. It's again. A lot of the Trey songs are really like this. Where I think it kind of goes in that same territory, because every time I think of I'm Missing You, I think of Brutal Love, and I think of Drama Queen, just because they feel like they kind of blend together. Now, what is this? I'm pretty sure this is one of the Warning singles that released, I think, but it does just say Green Day, so let me check up on that. So I looked it up for a bit. Took a while to realize there is actually text in the corner, and I was right. It is one of the warning singles. This is Macy's Day Parade. I love Macy's Day Parade. Honestly, it's really good. Like the very first time I heard it, it was like I felt nothing. I felt like a Trey single kind of. But the more I listen to it, I love Macy's Day Parade. But I think I'm gonna put it at a low A. Man, I'm looking at this. I got like X Kid above like East Jesus Nowhere and like Warning and Misery. I'm still gonna keep it there. I think X Kid is just an amazing song, and it's crazy that it came out of the album that it did. All right, so this next one is Android, as far as I can tell. And you know what? This is one of my favorites on Kerplunk. That doesn't put it amazingly high. I love Kerplunk. Absolutely. You know, Welcome to Paradise and all that. Love Kerplunk. But it still isn't one of my favorites. It's above the trilogy. It's above Father of All. It's above 1039. But I think that's about it. I think no, I think it's probably on the same level as Revolution Radio. So I put this at a high C. Android, yeah, I really like Android, but I think it's getting a high C when it comes to this. Don't know what this is. I'm not even gonna try this time. We'll come back to it, see what we got. Gotta look up the next one anyway. Let's stop the video. Alright, that one from earlier is not Geek Stink Breath, because this is Geek Stink Breath. Good thing we didn't put it, or wherever it, yeah. So Geek Stink Breath, that's a really good one. I love the ending with the, you know, Billy Joe somehow just gravels up, like eats a ton of gravel and then starts singing at the very end where he's like, Geek Stink. Yeah, I can't even do it. But I really like it. I think it gets a high B, Geek Stink Breath. Yeah, I think it's a good Insomniac song. 8th Avenue Serenade. This is a pretty good multi-part. I'm pretty sure it's a multi-parter on Trey. I think it gets a really low D. It's above the other 3 Trey singles that I put together, or 4, I guess. It's above it, but I think it gets a low D is what I'm going for. Now we got Revolution Radio. Speak of the Devil 3 seconds ago. We have Revolution Radio, and this is a good single, but I think it gets a high D. There are better songs on Revolution Radio, absolutely. Somewhere Now, Still Breathing. And honestly, I'm going to move up Troubled Times, because I'm looking here. We have Still Breathing and Somewhere Now. I'm going to move Troubled Times down to, or up to a low C. I think that's where it fits the best. So you know what? I'm just going to skip through, so we don't have to stop the video. I'm going to go through these, and then I'll look up the ones that we have left after that. So if I something I can't see, like, I'd have to look this up, but I don't know what it is right now. But Blood, Sex, and Booze, another great Warning song. There is not a single bad song on Warning. It's all good. Now, some of them are slightly more like, you know, 5 out of 10 than others, but none of them are bad songs. And Blood, Sex, and Booze is a great song. I give it a high B, I think. Yeah, Blood, Sex, ooh, maybe low A. Maybe. I'm kind of thinking low A. So many Warning songs go on low A, and that's kind of what I feel like that's a common thing. I think low A kind of fits this. I might move Macy's Day Parade to no. I think I'll keep this up here. Also, if you guys have different opinions, feel free to let me know. I would love to read your comments. But next we have Stewart in the Ave. Stewart in the Ave, I really like. Stewart in the Ave, I think it's a Let's give it a high C. I think high C fits it. I feel like a lot of Insomniac songs, when compared to other Green Day songs, I feel like get like high C's to B's. You know what? We might move it. I think it's on the same level as Geek Stink Breath. So I think we'll put it on B for now. It might move up or down, but I think that's what we got for now. Strangeland. Oh man, this one's honestly kind of forgettable. I'm trying to remember what Strangeland was. I'm not going to go back and listen to it for this, but I know it's on my playlist. I listen to it. It's just that I feel like I don't listen to it nearly as much as others. I feel like it gets a skip more often. But we'll give it a low D. I'm sure it's not as bad as the Trey singles, or as generic as the Trey singles, because I mean it's a what's that, Kerplunk song? Yeah. This is Mike singing, so I'm guessing it has to be. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, All by Myself is right here. So what's the other Trey song I'm trying to remember? It could be DUI, but I'm 99% sure they never played it live. What is that other Trey song? There's All By Myself. Dominant Love Slave. Is it Dominant or is this one Dominant Love? Now I've got myself questioning me. Let me check those shows. Hold up. Okay, we might as well do these at the same time. This is Dominated Love Slave from the show. Dominated Love Slave. Trey songs top tier. I don't know what else you want me to say. Trey songs. Where it's in the behind this stupid black box. Trey songs top tier. I wish maybe DUI is on here. Maybe somewhere. I don't know. That gets top tier. You can't go wrong with a Trey song. They're absolutely perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised we don't have a single S tier song yet. I just feel like 21 Guns, Time of Your Life. Maybe I have bias because they're so overplayed, but I feel like they're not S tier yet. Let's see what do we have next. We have this one here. I okay. Well, that we'll just any that we can zoom in. We can let's zoom in on what these lyrics are. My head and a all right, nope. Guess we're looking that up. I lied earlier. We're looking this one. It's just that the rest of these are hard to look up. This one is not hard to look up. Okay, so this is 80. 80's in a fairly interesting spot. I feel it's good. It has it has that really good intro. I love the intro to 80. The rest of it's like a good Kerplunk song. So we're gonna give it a strong C. I think that fits. Yeah. Dirty Rotten Bastards. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. It's another Trey one. It's pretty good. I don't know if it's on the same level as 21st Century Breakdown. Definitely not. Okay, we're gonna give that a low C. I'm thinking low C. It fits. Yeah, that works well. Pride or No Pride, whatever this one's called. And you got no pride. I like this one. I think this one gets a low B. Let's give it a low B. I feel like that works. That works for me. Next one. I'm sure. Let's zoom on in. Zoom on in. 200%. Let's see what we got here. That I don't think that helped at all. I think those are all tabs. Oh, wait, no, that's Lady Cobra. Okay. Yeah, that's Lady Cobra. Okay. We got our first Dose song on here. And this one, you might not get that sense from what I'm about to give Lady Cobra, but Dose is the worst Green Day album. I'm going to say it now. The worst Green Day album. Worse than Father of All, worse than the rest of the trilogy. It's the worst Green Day album. But there are like 2 or 3 okay songs. None of them get that high in tier, but there are a few, low tier, pretty alright songs, and Lady Cobra is one of them. I think it gets like a low D. And now that I'm saying that, I kind of want to move Young Blood down to a low C, like very low C. But Lady Cobra, about as good as Carpe Diem. That's what I got to say about that one. We're gonna zoom in once again. I wish I had like a more of a hotkey. Don't Leave Me. As far as I remember the title, I remember the lyrics, but I'm pretty sure that's the title. So Don't Leave Me. I'm pretty sure I don't really listen to this one at all. I'm gonna give it like an E, strong E. It's not one that comes up a lot. Iggy Pop. I'm pretty sure this is a cover. It's pretty all right from what I remember. Again, this isn't another one. I don't listen to a ton of their covers. They have a few Ramones covers I listen to, but it gets like a strong E. If this is a cover, I'm pretty sure that's a cover. Maria, I'm glad it was added to International Super Hits. I'm glad it wasn't added to any other album because it would have brought it down a bit. But International Super Hits, it's glad to have those 2 extra songs. Maria is not bad by any means. I give it a high D, I guess. Prosthetic Head. Now we're getting into my territory. Nimrod. Nimrod is where it's at. I give Prosthetic Head high A tier. Love Prosthetic Head. That's a good song. What's next here? That seems like this one seems like in a weird format. We got here. We got a. I think this is a Who cover or the Who cover. There's another cover. I put it on like E, I guess. Uh, high, high E. I guess it's hard to judge the covers really. You know, you know what I mean. American Eulogy. This is a really good song. I love the like calling Christian in glory. Ow, that part. I love that part. There's the N word, but on it, if you really dig into the context, I feel like it wasn't. It's not the worst way he could have used it. I mean, it is still there, and he's learned his lesson. He doesn't really play it live now, but I feel like it's not one of. He definitely didn't use it to be right. I shouldn't be like sitting here defending. We're ranking songs. I just want to say I know he didn't use it to be racist or anything. He's a very progressive guy. I feel like in the context of the song, I feel like it's a good addition. Doesn't mean it was the best addition, and that's why they don't play it live. But you know what? The rest of the song itself, I give it a strong B. A strong B. Now, American Idiot. Oh boy, what do we do with American Idiot? I'll tell you what we do. We give it an A plus. We don't give it an S. It's not an S. I'm gonna tell you now. It's a good introduction to American Idiot. It's not one of the best songs on American Idiot. I'll say that. Yeah. Amy, this is one of the better songs on Dose. Doesn't mean it's all that great. It's basically down to the lyricism and the meaning. Instrumental, this is probably, I'm going to say it, probably the most boring instrumental in the entirety of Green Day. I think I'm going to have to give that an F. We still don't actually have an Ultra F, but as we get closer to Dose, there might be some Ultra Fs. We have another cover, Another State of Mind by Social Distortion. I think all the covers are just going on E. I don't know what to do with those. They it's not like they wrote it. They do add like a slight some sort of twist, but it's mostly their voice. I guess it goes on E. I don't know what to do with them. I'll stick them there. The Waiting. What is? We have Waiting. I'm not sure what this is. Hold up. I think it's a cover. I haven't actually heard this one. Which still, oh wait, why is it down? Okay. Which still counts. I've heard every Green Day song. This is not a Green Day song. Pretty sure this is a cover. We stick it in E, I guess. Paper Lanterns. This is a classic. There's a reason they played this for like a good while as like their biggest song probably. And I give it a strong B, I guess. Yeah, it's really good. There's a good reason they played it so much back in the day, but I feel like nowadays it's just so outclassed. I feel like that's a strong theme with Kerplunk and 1039. They were really good in their time. They're outclassed nowadays. There's so many better things. Ashley, I'm pretty sure is a Dose song. I don't listen to it. I think this might be our first Ultra F. I think that's our first Ultra. I think Ashley gets an Ultra F. That's a bad song. Baby Eyes. Whew, 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Oh my God. Those are bad songs. Back in the USA, this was a really good addition to God's Favorite Band. I'm glad it's there. I'm a bit more glad it's there than I am Maria. So I think I give it a low C. I think that fits. It's a good addition. I'm glad it's there, you know. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. What do we do with you? You're such a special case. The overplaying of these songs I have up here, except for X-Kid, it really like drags them down, but I'm trying to think past that. I think it gets an A plus. It might be a high A. I'm thinking it's a high. I think I'm giving it a high A. I'm sorry, Boulevard. I love you to death. I think you got me in a Green Day in total. I don't think it gives you enough to get an A plus. Burnout. Ooh, that's a really good a Dookie song. I think that gets that gets an A. I say that gets an A, you know. Christian's Inferno. Dude, it's not the best musically wise, but dude, oh my God, does this get me pumped every time. I love the imagery of this song. The instrumentals in the back. Ooh, it gets me going every time. So I think that gets a high B, very high B. What's this? What do we have next? We can zoom into this one. I think. Oh, that's Chump. Okay, that's Chump. We might as well check what the next song is. That's Walking Alone. Okay, we can go to that in just a moment. But Chump, another good. I don't know if it's as good as Burnout, so I give it a high B. No, you know what? Burnout is like a strong A. Chump. No, Chump gets a very high B too. Yeah. Walking Alone, I feel like that's a high C. I give that a high C. Um, what is? Oh, On the Wagon. This is a song from Shenanigans. On the Wagon. It's like it's a strong D. I guess it's all right. I listen to it. Um, what is this? I guess we're zooming in. I wonder if they'll have espionage on here because I don't know how I will categorize that. Uh, I guess I'm looking this one up. Okay. We have Do Da Da, which is what we were talking about. Stuck with me. Um, let's zoom back out. Which we were talking about when we were talking about Stuck with Me. It's not as good. It probably it's a strong D tier. Haha, You're Dead. Now that's a good song from Shenanigans. That gets a high A. High A. It gets a low A. We give it a very low A, but you just barely make it. I really like Haha, You're Dead. This is a cover, even though I do like this cover more just because, the absurdity of it, but it does go on D with the rest of the covers. This is the Simpsons movie, when they were in the Simpsons movie and all of them just, died. I think this is Oh Love. I'm trying to remember this lighting. I think it's Oh Love or Stray Heart or something like that. I think we'll come back to this one. No, we'll rank this one, and then if it's something else, we'll move it. I think this is Oh Love, which gets a low B. I think no, a high C. Let's give it a high C. Let's see. We got a Fell for You. It's an E, low E. That's a low E. Taking out enemies. I think this is what is it? It's that one song where he's like gonna kill himself. Why can't I remember? I love this song. It's not. Is it Burnout? It's not Burnout. Uh, guess I'm looking at. I should know this one. I was a good bit off. Apparently a lot of this is cut off. This is Know Your Enemy. I don't know what I was thinking. Know Your Enemy, generic, better genericism. It's about on the same level as these other Revolution Radio songs. And then we have Angel Blue. Man, that one's also so forgettable. I think it's. Is it worse than Amy? Is it better than Baby Eyes? I think that's an Ultra F. Oof. Green Day. This is I'm guessing this is the song from 1039 back before. Well, they wrote this when they were Sweet Children. It gets like a D. It's nice. It's fun to listen to. It's nice. It's cool. Whatever. Look how much we have left. We've made it a good way through. Look at that. We've got what, like 6 rows left. We're getting through this, and some of these we probably won't even do because I don't know what they are. Going to Palaasqua. Or Pasalacqua. Said that wrong. This was another one of their oldie big songs, and again, I feel like this is in the same thing as what did I say earlier? I think Paper Lanterns. It was really good back in the day. It's kind of outclassed now by a lot of stuff, but it was good. We give it a low B tier. It's about on the same level as Paper Lanterns, I would think. The Grouch, ooh, that's a really, I like this one. I'm just going to, there's a lot of songs from Nimrod. Nimrod, I feel like, is underrated. Obviously, it got the recognition it should have, but I feel like a lot of people look past this. They go for Insomniac, American Idiot, or when they're talking about underrated, they go for Warning. But I feel like not enough people talk about like the entirety of Nimrod. It's really good, and I love Grouch. It's a good song. Now this is 16. I'm pretty sure it's not Sweet. Yeah, Sweet 16 is down here. So this is just 16. And this one's slightly forgettable. I remember it enough to rank it. I think that's like a, I think it's like a D. Like a no. Let's give it a high E. I give it a high E. Sorry to all you 16 fans. Road to Acceptance. That's a bit better. It's a low C. That one, yeah, that one's pretty easy to choose. I give it a low C. It's better than Green Day. So I can rest my head. Now this is another one I don't really like from 1039. Kind of like The Judge's Daughter. Is it as bad as The Judge's Daughter? Yeah, sure. Honestly, The Judge's Daughter is probably a bit better. So this is like a low E. This is like a strong E. Moving on. What is? Well, look at this one because half the lyrics are missing. Look, it probably sounds like I'm being really brutal, but like another 1039. I don't really like a lot of 1039. There's some bangers. It's both outclassed and even back then. The thing that redeems it that I think we're missing out on a lot of Green Day albums, I feel like it sucks so much because some of the worst Green Day albums have one of the best redeeming features that a lot of albums are missing, and it's the shredding. If you go back and listen to 1039 or even through the entire trilogy, I'm pretty sure like every song in the trilogy has like a solo, and most of them are like really good. It's the only thing that brings it up at all, and it sucks that we don't get a lot of that because Billy Joe is actually like quite a skilled guitar player. Cigarettes and Valentines. If you haven't heard this one and think it doesn't exist, it's on the 21st Century Breakdown Tour album. And Cigarettes and Valentines is really good. Really glad they released American Idiot instead, but I give it a high C. You know, I feel like this is a good place. It's pretty good. I'm glad we got American Idiot instead. Redundant. Ooh, this is a really nice one to listen to. Another good Nimrod. I think it gets do we want a low A or do we want a high B? That's a bit of a choice right there. High B or low A. I think we get a low A. Redundant's really good now that I'm thinking back on it. I knew it was really good. This is not Walking Alone. This is the other one that isn't Walking Alone. It's not Hoshinka. What am I thinking of? What I know what this is. Is it? Did we have Walking Alone earlier? I was sure we did. It was right there. Yeah, that's Walking Alone. What am I thinking? I know this music video because I've seen it. Hold up. Okay, Uptight. Uptight's a really good one. This music video is real weird. I don't really like it. I've seen it. Uptight. It's a high C. I give low B. Low B, high C. Low B, high C. Low B. We give it a low B. I have no clue what this could be. I've been looking at this one for days. I don't know what that could be. So we're moving on. Hoshinka, that's a pretty good one. It kind of melds together in Nimrod. I don't like it as much, so I give it a high D. I do like Hoshinka though. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And what is this? This is another Shenanigans song. We can zoom in on that real quick. Oh, Suffocate. Okay, Suffocate. I enjoy this one. It's not one of the best ones on Shenanigans. It falls behind like Ha Ha You're Dead, and you know what? The song it falls back behind best is probably what's it called? Not Ha Ha You're Dead. Not Suffocate because that's the song itself. What is the song? It falls Scumbag. It falls behind Scumbag, and I think that gets us a strong D. I think it gets us a strong D. Yeah, that seems right. So next we got another one of these that we gotta zoom in on. Hopefully don't have to look up because I hate stopping the video. I couldn't even be. Is that a Ramones cover? Maybe. What are these two? What am I supposed? You know what? If we can't figure out anything later on, I'm just gonna make up whatever is on one of these and just put that where I see fit. Because if I feel like we're missing one, then I just put it wherever. Also, I feel like we might be able to actually see that first one. Hold on. I think Pop Rocks and Coke. We figured it out. I like Pop Rocks and Coke. Okay, I really like Pop Rocks and Coke. I didn't know it had any like single cover. Okay. Pop Rocks and Coke. I think it gets a strong C. Strong C. And then we have another one to zoom in on. Let's get up in there. And we have Tired of Waiting for You. One of my, I think this is one of the few, not scumbag. What's happening? What is happening? Okay, I accidentally opened the source, I guess. It's not one of my favorites. It's probably my least favorite song, or one of my least favorite songs on Shenanigans. So I think that, where'd it go? Where did it go? What did I what was I talking about? I had it somewhere. Waiting for You. It was, did I accidentally put it? You guys are going to be yelling at me. I guess we'll be coming back to it if we find it. Is it up here? I didn't. Is it right? No, that's okay. I guess we're coming back to that. I don't know where it went. You're probably yelling at me because. Oh wait, here we go. I found it. It gets an E, strong E. Now this is not Last Right. Is this Last Right? No, this is not Last Right In. This is you know why I'm there's a lot of names to remember here that I'm going off of pictures. This is, oh my god, what's wrong with me? What the heck? I don't know how I forgot that one. This is honestly one of my favorite songs on I'm pretty sure this is Nimrod. Hitchin' a Ride. Ooh, that's a good one. That little breakdown at the end with the guitar going ham. I really like this song. It gets a I think a strong A. Yeah, that makes sense. Disappearing Boy. I think this is my favorite. This is probably tied with Dry Ice. So honestly, I'm just gonna put it with Dry Ice if I can. Yeah, Dry Ice. On 1039, I really like Disappearing Boy just about as much as I like, as I said, Dry Ice. All right, next we got, what is this? They couldn't even pick like higher quality pictures for this. We're zooming in 250%. We're enhancing. Amenia Sleepus. Okay. That's a pretty good one. It's definitely not my favorite on Dookie, but there is no bad song on Dookie. It's just that out of the best, this is the worst. Don't get that tangled. Love Amenia Sleepus. Just not one of the best on Dookie. I think that gets it a high low C, high D. That could be moved around. There's 3 girls here. I don't know what this could mean. Maybe it's a trilogy song. I don't know. We got this absolutely humorous picture for Platypus I Hate You, or in parentheses I hate just Platypus. I really enjoy Platypus. So many good Nimrod songs. It is honestly probably their 3rd best album. It goes like American Idiot, Dookie, Nimrod, definitely. Platypus. Ooh, and that again, these little breakdowns I'm talking about, those are my favorite parts. The part where Billy Joe's like breaks down, just starts swearing. Oh, that's so good. Next is that says 21 Guns. That is also 21 Guns. Although I feel like I've seen this. This looks like a live 21 Guns. Or this was I think this was like a little EP that they released that had 21 Guns on it. Let's check it out. I'm going to go with the idea that this is a piano rendition or like the musical rendition. I give it a high A because 21 Guns is A+. Yeah. Also, I'm going to move Hitchin' a Ride to A+. Yeah. Nope, we're going to move that back down. Yeah. Nope, we're gonna move these into S tier. No, I don't know what I'm. Should I cut this out? Probably. Am I going to cut it out? No. Moving on, we have FOD or FOD. Really good song. At first, I didn't like it just because of the build-up, but that's also the same reason I didn't like Panic Song at first. And you know what? I really like Panic Song, so you know, and I really like FOD now. So that gets like that's a strong A. I feel as though. Look at that, we're getting pretty close. We got like 5 rows left, and the last row isn't even completed there. This is the worst Green Day song. I'm gonna be simple with that. Frick Time, worst Green Day song. I'm not gonna discuss it. It's listen to it. Look at the lyrics. This is the worst Green Day song of their entire discography. It can't get worse than that. At least I hope not. Father of All is really pushing the limits, but this is or at least the rest of Dose. This is the worst Green Day song. Can we add another? We cannot add an. I kind of want to move these up just so I can have Frick Time in its own thing, but this is the worst Green Day song. Give Me Novocaine, a really good Green Day song. Jesus Christ. That gets an A+. Give Me Novocaine. And then that makes sense. Give Me Novocaine gets an A+. Governator, bad Green Day song. I listen to it a lot. It's like really catchy. It's bad. I give it an F. Oh Love, it was not Oh Love earlier. I know this lighting though. I know this lighting. Let me look it up. Okay, so we can put Oh Love back where that was, which I think was B tier. This is actually Stay the Night, now that I remember, or looked it up, I guess. Stay the Night, I don't know why I was going way up here. It's definitely not going there. Stay the Night, it's a high D tier. We give it a high D tier around here. What is this? It looks familiar. Does not look as familiar. Having a Blast. Oh, that's the song I was talking about. I'm still zooming in. That's the song I was talking about earlier when I was trying to figure out one from earlier. Having a Blast. Now this, love this song. I give it, honestly, I'm giving it an A+. It's going in A+. That's what it deserves. Having a Blast is one of the best songs on Dookie. And now that I'm looking at this, is probably another song from Dookie. I would guess this is Welcome to Paradise or something, but we'll come back. We'll make up something for the last of it. This is Lights Out. It was a single that they released. It's okay. It's like a high E, I guess. Kind of. It's on the same level as a cover, but this time it's not a cover. It's just E. Holiday. That gets an A+. Now that we're getting into some of the, the green, like the American Idiot songs, now we're talking about A+, S+ territory. What is this? Is this Jesus is Suburbia? This is either Homecoming or Letter Bomb. We'll come back to this. This is either Homecoming or Letter Bomb. Kind of hard to know. Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Now, I really like Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. It's so fun. Again, that little thing where Billy's screaming at the end. There's also, just the rest of it. I enjoy it. It's a good song. It's really fun, pumpy. I like it. Okay. Espionage. I don't know. I love Green Day instrumentals. I could listen to Green Day instrumentals. But by themselves, they're usually not my favorite. Not my favorite. It's not that this is a bad instrumental. Just as a full song, and it was written for. This song was used in Austin Powers, and it was cool. I was happy to know that. But it gets like a high E, I guess, compared to those other ones. American Pie 2. That's a great Green Day song. I don't remember what was in American Pie 2. Looking up the soundtrack. Now, I'm never one for these, like, teenage kind of, or these teenage raunchy comedies, but Scumbag is a good song. It goes on Shenanigans. I feel like it would have been better to put Shenanigans here, but Scumbag is pretty good. I give it a... Let's see, where do we have some other Shenanigans songs? Because I can compare those real quick. It goes... high C tier, high C tier. Um, this is another one that is forgettable, and that puts it in high E. It's okay. This is another Shenanigans song. I can't even be bothered with that. I'm not entire. What is this supposed to be? I not sure. Let's look at what the next thing is. Rusty James. Okay, we'll come back to whatever Hey is and assign it something. Rusty James, another gem on Uno. That one of it's a high B. Yeah, high B. Oh Love is a low B, but Rusty James, very high B. That's a good Uno song. Another concert picture that I don't remember. There's a lot of concerts I've seen. I've never been to an actual concert. I wish I could. But there's a lot of concerts I've seen online. I'm not going to remember. This could be Scattered. It is not Scattered. It is I Was There, which is actually, this is one of the better 1039 songs. Compared to Pasalacqua, Paper Lanterns, yeah, I put it strong B. And then this is what is this? This is I know. Look, I can't. Why do you want him? I know what the song this is, but it's another 1039, so I don't remember the title all too well. But I remember the song. I definitely remember the song. Almost done. I definitely remember the song. So it goes probably C tier. It's good enough. It's good enough. 'Cause You Are the One That I Want. 'Cause You Are the One That I Want. Let me look that. Probably should have known. It's the one that I want. It's another 1039 song I don't really like. Goes in E, I guess. All the Time. That's a high C. That's a high C. All the Time. That's a pretty good one, yeah. Let's zoom in on here. And we got Seem to Die, Rotting Black Holes in Your Shoes. I remember this one. I want you guys to hear the title. I remember the song. You Lied, another pretty good Shenanigans song. I think that gets a strong C. All the Time gets a high C. You Lied gets a strong C. What is this? I'm guessing from the looks of it, this is another 1039 or Kerplunk song. No, it is not. It is Reject, which I actually love. That is another really good Nimrod song. I think that gets an A. Strong A, yeah. Scattered, low A. Or high B. Low A, high B. High B for now. There's a Linkin Park cover. Goes an E. What is this? I think this is Jesus of Suburbia. They use some fan art. This could be Jesus of Suburbia. It could be Saint Jimmy. Again, we'll come back to it just to make up what goes along with it. Know Your Enemy. Didn't we have Know Your Enemy? No, we did not. Okay, wait. I think I said this was Know Your Enemy. It is not Know Your Enemy. This is Know Your Enemy. Or this is a cover, I think. No, that is definitely not Know Your Enemy. I will check back in a second. No, okay. I remember saying this now. That was Lost in Control. Know Your Enemy. It's generic. Honestly, I want to like it. It was the one that kind of got the radio play back in the day. It gets a high D. I don't know. It's repetitive. This is, what is this? Is this Walking No, this is not Walking Contradiction. This is, I'm just getting tired at this point because that is obviously When I Come Around. I do not need to be looking some of these up. Even my throat's starting to hurt, but we're almost done. We got a little bit left. When I Come Around, that's a high B. It's a classic, but I don't know song-wise how good the quality. I mean, it's obviously very high quality, but it's like a 7 out of 10 of a song. This is Coming Clean. I'm I'm so, this one I cannot let my bias be gone. I gotta put an S. This is our first S tier song. Is Coming Clean. It's mostly based on bias. S tier, Coming Clean. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. What is this? What's her name? Well, let's go with Last Night on Earth. It's a low C. It's very nice vocals and all that. Pretty nice instrumental. It's just kind of it's slow and repetitive. Last of the American Girls. It's a high C. Last Night on Earth is a strong C. Last of the American Girls, high C. Yeah. Lazy Bones, one of the very few good songs on Dose, and because I'm putting it in like strong C, I'm going to move Last of the American Girls to a low B and make this a high C. Is what I'm going to need to do. I think this could be Saint Jimmy. No, it's definitely. I don't think it's Saint Jimmy. Where did it go? Letter Bomb. Okay, so we have Letter Bomb here. So that wasn't the one earlier. So this still could be okay. So this is Homecoming. We'll get back to that in a second. We have Letter Bomb here. Letter Bomb, A plus material, easy, and then Homecoming, one of Green Day's best songs, S tier. Nothing reaches Trey songs because obviously he's the best songwriter in the entire group. What is this? Is this light? It says lights. It looks like it says lights out. We already have lights out, and I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what this could actually be. We're gonna move on. This is Viva La Gloria, the little girl in parentheses one. So I'm pretty sure this is the one with the exclamation points. This one's like a low B. I quite like it. It's not as good as the other Viva La Gloria. Makeout Party, F. Notice how almost everything in F is Dose. That is not a coincidence. Worry Rock. We have a low A. I think a low A is a good Worry Rock place. Desensitized. I don't know why it has like a Nimrod thing. This is probably this is the same level of Haha You're Dead. So same level as Haha You're Dead. Oh, this is that video where the girl got to play on stage. So let me look up that video. Now this one's a special case. I've put every cover in E tier, but this one's kind of different. Knowledge, this is a cover of an Operation Ivy song. I can't put it on E tier. This is a classic Green Day cover. You can't think of what is it, Kerplunk or 1039. I say you can't think of it, and then I can't think of it. But you can't think about it without this song. So it is a cover, so I'm just going to put it one higher. That video makes me so jealous every time. But I don't know if it just doesn't go on the same level as E. This is another one I don't even feel like looking up the title. It's a fairly forgettable Shenanigans song. It's same level as Espionage and this one, It's just not much to look at. Jason Andrew Relva, that's like a high D. It's a nice Mike Dirnt song that he wrote. Murder City is really fun. I think I put it on the same level as Last of the American Girls. This is kind of a cover. This is a song with U2. So it's not, I give it a high E. The rest of these covers are strong E's, but I give this one a high E just because it's a little different. Some of these you just can't tell apart. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Same with that one. All right, Peacemaker. This is another really good one. Same level as maybe this is probably the same level as Murder City. And we are almost done here. Now we got to zoom in on our next one, which happens to be Pulling Teeth. Oh, I really like Pulling Teeth. That's a nice, sarcastic, fun song to listen to. It's good. I think that's an A. I think Pulling Teeth is probably a strong A, I would think. Restless Heart Syndrome. It's kind of the same as Last Night on Earth. It's a nice song and all. It's just kind of repetitive and slow. And you can have slow songs, but it's just also kind of repetitive and generic. This is Sassafras Roots. Sassafras Roots is really good. It's a fun song. It's not one of the deeper songs of Dookie, but it's a fun enough song. I put it very high B, very very high B. Yeah, very high B is for Sassafras Roots. And then See the Light. Again, there's a lot of 21st Century Breakdown songs that are on the fairly same level, and I put See the Light. It's not for the same reasons, but I put it on the same level as Last Night on Earth and all that. This next one we should zoom in because it looks like it has lyrics. Hopefully, um, uh, I think this is one of the exclusive songs. I gotta remember this one. It's really hard to remember this one. I think it's See You Tonight, which is another Bad Dose song. I think it is. It's kind of hard to tell. We'll change it if we see something else that is that. We have a concert one that I can recognize, because there's no way you don't recognize. I mean, some of these should be more recognizable. First of all, let's put Walking Contradiction somewhere. I'm like 99% sure this is Walking Contradiction. It goes right with this is a very high B. It goes right with When I Come Around. It's much higher than these 21st Century Breakdown songs, but they're still these are both high Bs, and then we have these as like strong to low Bs. We are almost done here. We actually have She. Now She is an absolute classic of a song. That gets an A. That gets an easy A. Then we have Shoplifter. I kind of wish this was added to American Idiot. I think it would have worked well. It's not one of the best American Idiot songs. Would have been a better choice than Are We the Waiting. I mean, it wouldn't have fit the story better than Are We the Waiting, but I feel like it could have fit just as well as the song I just said twice. So I give it a high B. We give it a high B. I quite like it. I quite like it. Song of the Century, I assume this is just like the 50-second one. It's like, it's cool. I guess it's not the best song. I put on E. It fits, but like it's 50 seconds of not much. Yeah. This is another one where it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure this is Hold On. So that gets like a this is a high B. It's not one of the better songs on Warning, but it's good. It's good. This is this is Favorite Son from the Green Day musical, or the Broadway Idiot musical. It's a low B. I like Favorite Son. It's fun. State of Shock. D, low D, I guess. Static Age, we give that a strong C. High C, very high C. Stop when the red lights flash. Guess who gets another Ultra F? Now, Stray Heart, that's a bit better of a Dose song. Not a whole ton better. That gets like a high D. Very high D. Sweet 16, S and F. We got another F song. Too Much Too Soon. I really like Too Much Too Soon. I think it's as good as Shoplifter. If I can find Shoplifter. Where did I put Shoplifter? It's somewhere here. I know because I put it there. Or did I accidentally like put? Okay, it's here. I put in a low B. Low B. Same with Shoplifter. Viva La Gloria. This is the one with the exclamation points. The other one was the question marks. I like this one a bit better. This gets like an A. We give that an A. Yeah. Yeah. No. High B. It's better than this one, so I think I kind of want to move this down to a... No. Viva La Gloria, Little Girl is a low B. Viva La Gloria with the exclamation points, that's a high B. Okay, now we got that down. 409 in Your Coffee Maker. A bit better of a 1039 song. I give it a strong C. Wake Me Up When September Ends. I don't like listening to it just because I overplayed it for myself, but there was a reason I overplayed it for myself, and that's because it gets a high A. High A. This is another one of Red Billy Joe, Concert Hair. I don't remember. What's her name? Now we're talking A+ song? Yeah. That's an A+ song. She's My Wild One? Or just Wild One? That's an Ultra F. I don't remember... I can't even begin to tell what that one is. Alright, let's... Oh, wait. When It's Time. This is, It is like an E level. I think it started on the Green Day musical, or maybe it was the Japanese exclusive. All right, now let's make up a few of these. This one will be Jesus of Suburbia, and that is an S plus. Still hasn't reached Mike tier, or Trey tier. Have I been saying Mike Trey tier? Jesus of Suburbia, just as good as Homecoming. Those are amazing songs. Best of the band. I'm trying to remember if how much we've forgotten. Let me see. All right, we're basically just going to be randomly assigning them at this point. But you guys can listen to me to make sure what I've got. So this music sheet, we'll say it's one for the Razorbacks. That's like a low C. I don't like one for the Razorbacks as much. Again, that's another one that was good in the day. It's just outclassed so much. I'm going through the list of of their discography just so I can make sure I've got everything. We'll say this is At the Library. I like it as much as The Judge's Daughter, which is I don't really like it. My Generation. Let's say this music one. My Generation. That's another E. Best Thing in Town. Let's go with this one. This one's a bit better. I give it a low D. Sweet Children is this one, I guess. Sweet Children it's a strong C. Sure. Words I Might Have Ate. It's not on my playlist, but it's like good enough. I give it a high E. It's above The Judge's Daughter just a bit. Um, this one is now No One Knows, which is a high C. I give it a high C. Um, I think we already did. Yeah, we did Private Ale. Ooh, we gotta do Christie Road. So this one's Christie Road now. That's a low B. That's a good one. I think that fits there. This one will be, where is it? Let's go with In the End for this one. And that's a high B. Yeah, high B. I like In the End. When I come around, let's see. How have we missed Longview and Welcome to Paradise? I guess those are the ones we would have missed here. Pretty sure this is actually either Longview or Welcome to Paradise. So we'll go with Welcome to Paradise, and that is a high A. No, that's an A plus. Um, yeah, that is an A plus. And then we also have Longview, which we'll go with this one. Oh wait, no, hold on. This one kind of looks like a Longview. Also an A plus. I feel like that fits perfectly. Have we gotten Westbound Sign? We'll go with this one. Westbound Sign is a strong C. Yeah, strong C. I think that works as a strong C. We do not have a Panic song yet. We will go with this one. No, they haven't even played Panic Song live, so I don't think it's probably good to pick one of those. Um, I guess this kind of looks like a Panic song. I don't. They haven't really played it outside of the studio recording like ever. But Panic Song is really good. I give it a strong B. And then we also need Brat. Brat is I really like Brat. That's an A. I give it a strong A. Then we have Armitage Shanks. That's it's not as good as what did I just say? Brat. But I think that's a strong B. King for a Day. Now that's a good one. We'll go with this one because I don't know. Oh wait, no. That's definitely what this one definitely has to be King for a Day, which is weird. I don't know who made this, but I guess this makes sense to be King for a Day. King for a Day. That is an high A. That's an A plus. I give it an A plus. I think I don't know if we've done Take Back. Let's go with Hey. I guess Take Back. It's a low B. I guess. We're kind of running through these last ones, aren't we? All right, we have Jinx. Jinx is a pretty that's a strong B. I think that makes sense. Last Ride In is going to be this one, which we'll make it this one. Last Ride In. I don't really like Last Ride In. I think that gets a high E. It's a good instrumental. kind of boring to listen to, though. If they made it at least a bit faster, it could have been fine by itself as an instrumental. Let's see, what else do we have? I think we do Scattered. We haven't done Nice Guys Finished Last, which we will have right here. Nice Guys Finished Last. That's a strong A, maybe a high A. And then Deadbeat Holiday. We don't have a Deadbeat Holiday. That is an A plus, maybe. Ooh, it might be an A plus. Could be an A plus. I think an A. I think I'm feeling an A there, I guess. We also don't have a Church on Sunday. We'll make this one Church on Sunday. I was talking earlier, it's a really interesting instrumental, especially at that final bit. It's a really good song in and of itself, but there's that final bit that really gets me every time. It's such an interesting choice. This is a really high A, And it's that little 3/4 skip where it's Church on Sunday. I mean, obviously the voice didn't do that, otherwise it probably would have been bad. Did we do we haven't done Rotting. Rotting is like a E, I guess. I Want to Be on TV, the cover. That's another E, because, I Don't Want to Fall in Love. It's an F. Yeah, there's not much to it. Again, it's another forgettable one. It's kind of generic. I don't prefer it for anything. Outsider. That's another cover. So we'll throw that there, I guess. Let's see. I think we're getting down to the wire. Saint Jimmy. This will be Saint Jimmy. I don't know if we should include Are We the Waiting. Yeah, I guess it is Saint Jimmy / Are We the Waiting, which is, I want to put an A plus. Saint Jimmy is an A plus song. Are We the Waiting? If you include it, it turns into like a low A. But you know what? Just for Saint Jimmy, we'll put an A plus. I don't know. No, high A, because we're considering this both of them, because that's what we have enough for. And I think we're getting pretty down to the wire. I think that's also what we did with Letter Bomb. I think that's also Extraordinary Girl. I'm assuming at this point that they combined all the like double songs into their thing, which doesn't make. I guess we haven't had Jaded, so yeah, that makes sense that we haven't really had that. So. Yeah, that would make a good bit of sense. We have like 4. What can we assign these to? Troublemaker. We haven't had Troublemaker. That is a Ultra F. That's what I'm going with. It's the worst song probably on Uno, which is hard when there's so many terrible songs on Uno. We're gonna have. Ooh, wow, that's loud. That's an F. Not as bad as Ultra F, but that's an F. We have 2 more. What do we assign them to? We have, let's see. I think we got everything out of we don't have Walk Away, which is another, generic Trey song. When Trey is good, it's great. When Trey is bad, it's mediocre. That still makes it better than the other ones. And then this last one we'll use for Amanda, and I think that's everything. That's a high E compared to the strong E of the other generic ones. So I think that all works. I think we have ranked every single Green Day song. Now you might be asking, what are my thoughts on the new single, Here Comes the Shock? Let me tell you, it's something. The instrumental is pretty good. I think with better lyricism, it could have been like an actually really good new single. The instrumental is like pretty good to listen to. I don't know why I typed that. Here Comes the Shock. There we go. It could have been better with better lyricism, but the lyricism is on like the level of Father of All, and we know my feelings on Father of All. It's not good. But Here Comes the Shock. It's very 2.5 out of 5, very 4.5 out of 10-esque. So I guess Here Comes the Shock, if we were to rank it, gets like a high D, maybe a strong D. We give it a strong D. And so that's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe if you stuck around, thank you so much. I hope you somewhat agree with my rankings here. I feel like there wasn't enough